into email, just so you can. Google Drive is a good backup source, but I've pretty much backed up Google Drive. So the tweeted trips obviously comes with an API which we can integrate as kind of a leaderboard. So the people that are at the top or have got the most distances covered, they can be represented. GeoCommons can also integrate tweeted trips API, which means it could also map it. And the great thing about GeoCommons is that it's more than just one level. You don't just have kind of a simple Google Maps. So let's have a look. This is GeoCommons. Hopefully the Twitter feeds are on. Oh, that's not good. So I did set up a simple. Here we go. So I tried to set up just a simple API that it's basically tracking from the Twitter feed. Here we go. So I elected to use OpenStreetMap inside GeoCommons. OpenStreetMap is a little bit more up to date. It's open source, so people are constantly updating locations. It's got a great ability that there's a lot of buildings coming on now, and you can also get 3D OpenStreetMap. So this is something in GeoCommons where you can simply call your data. So I can obviously add extra data in, so I can add another layer if I wanted to. So I can search for something like flood warnings if I wanted to. Base maps, which means I can currently change. Wanted something a bit more flash. Obviously I've gone for the OpenStreetMap. Create, so I can upload files, I can upload a link. This is where you can upload a link to tweeted trips or whatnot. So it should, if I can zoom in, this could be a shambles. Try not to give away too much of my location. Yes, I do live miles away from Goldsmiths. Don't seem to set that up properly. Not sure what's happened there. I was mucking around on the maps and did seem to delete them. So obviously you've got your device, you can upload you can either tweet them, you can Facebook them, you could Foursquare them, you can pretty much do what you want. It will all come back to Google Docs, and I'm kind of now really kind of looking into the fact of how you can crowdsource the idea of making the device. So obviously I set up a forum, and there's kind of stuff at kind of all levels. So there's a little bit about chemistry, about kind of doing it in a simple lab. So that would target the schools. Obviously you've got the high-end market, but you don't want to kind of encourage people to go into high dangerous ozone areas. So I've kind of recommended a device that would have a beeper on it, just for protection. And this is just a small clip I found about someone trying to make a simple ozone detector.
I wandered into a conversation as I was kind of in one of those, thoughtful moments, like what could I do? I walked over there. Amy and Leilani were talking about water purification. I'm thinking about one thing, and she starts asking me about how do we purify water, can we use the solar, etc. And all of a sudden, this giant kind of, light bulb moment happens. I can make ozone. And ozone is the chemical that many municipalities use to like purify their water.
Ozone is a highly reactive, unstable form of oxygen that can be used to kill bacteria and other microbes in water. Ozone molecules can form in several different ways, one of which is when high voltage electrical discharge passes through the air, like lightning.
Ozone. And it's the smell you get after a lightning storm. You walk outside and that great fresh smell. Well, a little of it makes it smell fresh. A lot of it actually is very, very active.
To purify water, John C. will build what he calls an ozonator. The ozonator will be comprised of two basic parts: the Tesla coil, which creates ozone by emitting high voltage electricity in the form of electrical arcs, and a container that will capture the ozone and pump it into a bucket of water, killing off any harmful microbes.
It should be better than chlorinating it, and we should be able to get away from having to boil it at all.
John C. ends up amazing me every single day with his little innovations that he comes up with.
So that's, I think it's almost there, to try and kind of come up with a step-by-step guide to creating almost your own device. Turn that off. Oh, there's more. So let's just have a look how it actually went
if there was a disaster right now, I mean, I could have done okay, but
I don't want to watch too much of that. But there's the link. So let's just try and go back to my profile page and see if we can link the locations. So if I take the URL, go to GeoCommons, see how I can upload data. Web link into URL, determine automatically. So the whole idea of the project is to try and group people together to try and come up with a solution to finding a way of measuring ozone, and then with the APIs and everything linked in, it can be mapped. A bit like Haiti, the earthquake, it can be mapped. I haven't gone for that version, just because I think this is going to be a little bit more beneficial, considering GeoCommons specialise with numerical data and not just kind of the locations and stuff. This can get proper graphs drawn up. So that's pretty much the project. Now it's handed in, I'll probably have a go and try and get some of it to work. So yeah, thanks.